Hello, mga
Hello!
moms!
Hello, Mommy Jay-Z and Mommy Milna.
Hello, mommy! Kamusta naman kayo?
Okay lang. Mommy Jay-Z?
Mute ka!
Ayan,
Naka-mute.
sorry. Ang taon dahil ganun talaga.
Hello.
On the dot!
Hi,
Yun pala
Hi,
yun.
Mommy Jay-Z. Ayun na nga yun eh. Hello, Mommy Jay-Z. Hello, Mommy
Hello po.
Milna. And hello sa mga moms natin na nanonood. Uy, grabe si Felix, oh. Hello, Felix. Gusto namin yung
Hi!
comment mo. Sabi ni sabi ni Felix, good afternoon, beautiful coaches. Gusto namin yan.
Gusto namin
Thank
yan.
you, thank you. Love na
Bet
love namin
namin
ang
yan.
ganyan.
Love na love yan. Lalo na stars yan. Stars yan, Felix.
Coach Z! Uy, dito ka naman!
Hi,
Guys ka namin!
Hi, Mommy Z. Dali na. Join na dito.
Oo nga.
Oo nga.
Ayan. Hello, Jean.
Hello, Jing! Hi!
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ayan, interesting ang topic natin today, mga moms. Kasi ang pag-uusapan natin is health, about health and wellness, especially for freelancers. Diba nga?
Yes.
Parang 24/7 nakaupo, 'di ba? Especially ngayong pandemic, nasa ano lang talaga, nasa bahay lang nakaupo, 'di ba? Racket, kayo and all that. So, we will talk about ano ba yung mga dapat nating gawin as a freelancer to, not just keep our sanity, but at the same time, be healthy and wealthy, di ba? Physically, no? So, dahil doon, nag-invite tayo mga moms ng special guest today. Ayan. Sino ba mag-introduce? Si Mami Jane, si Mami Milna.
Si
Wala
Mami
ako
May.
alam mo mag-i-introduce. Kina, ha?
Si Mami May bigyan nang bombard sa atin eh. O sige, introduce mo na, moms.
Mami, may kaya mo na yan. Ayan, sige, go.
Ayun. So, ayan, nagpapasalamat tayo, moms, no? Kasi napunlakan tayo ng ating isang, ng special na guest natin. She's also a mother freelancer. And she is based in Serbia, no? She is a co-admin of a freelancing group also that aims to support other Filipino freelancers succeed in their freelancing journey. So, etong mommy expert na ito has been in the freelancing industry for the past 5 years now. And yung focus niya talaga mga moms is nasa telehealth, operations, project, and team management. And she's like us. She's a mother of two young kids, and she's also running an outsourcing agency that is co-partnered with her husband. So parang kay Mami Milna, no? Partner niya yung kanyang hobby din. Ayun, so hindi na natin patatagalin pa, mga moms. Please join us, Mommy Trisha. Ayan. Hello, Mommy
Hello.
Trish.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. Happy to help the cause.
Ayan. Si Mommy JC pala, ma'am, siya aming SMM mentor. Ayan. Si Mommy
Sorry, late.
Trisha.
Late pa ako, sorry.
Hindi naman, early lang kami. Kaya ano.
That's it, oh. Ayun. Moms, mag-hello muna tayo sa mga, humabol ng mga moms natin.
Hello, guys. Hello to everyone that's watching.
Hello, Joy. Interesting topic. Ayan. Woo,
Yes.
sabi ni Jing.
Yeah, Jing is from yung sa when you mentioned the other group that I am a co-admin of. So these are freelancers that are just starting out in our journeys, and then we're helping them out make informed decisions.
Yeah, that's really true. So, at least marami na tayo mga communities na ganito, no? That, help and support each other. And which is, ganun naman talaga ang mga objective natin na tutulungan. Ayan. So, baka meron po kayong mga questions, mga moms. Just bring it on habang nandito pa si Mommy Trisha with us.
Yes.
Mommy JC and Mommy Milna, baka meron din kayong questions.
Mamaya na ako, ikaw na Mami May mo una.
Gusto ko yung pink chair mo.
Ma'am?
Gusto ko yung pink chair ni Mommy Milna.
Alin daw?
Pink chair mo.
Pink chair.
Yung chair.
Yeah.
Pink na pink eh.
Oo.
Yes,
Ganda.
That's true.
Thanks.
Moms na, oo. Mommy Trish, may question ako. Would you consider that as a, kasi, di ba, yung mga mommies kasi, especially yung mga mommy freelancers ha, like we do the chores, tapos meron tayong mga online business, so basically it's either chores or, nakaharap sa computer the entire time. Would you consider doing chores as a form of exercise?
Siguro, depende. I would say depende. Kasi there are chores that actually alleviates the mental burden. So for example, for me, washing dishes, it's calming. So kahit meron kaming automatic na dishwasher, yung husband ko minsan he leaves some of the dishes outside para mahugasan ko, para makalma yung utak ko. So yeah, I can consider it as a form of exercise, mental exercise, but in the sense that, physical exercise, aside, kung siguro naglalampaso ka, yes, ano pa ba yung physical exercise?
Nagmamap siguro, no? Or nagsiscrub sa bathroom, ganyan.
Oo, parang ganun. Pero it doesn't really take that much time naman, di ba? So I don't think because I don't think that it's as effective as having structured exercises. Physical
Kasi ang mga moms natin dito, they're not just freelancers, they also do the chores. Like ako, for instance, I do the chores. So I was hoping sana pwede siya na form of exercise para may excuse ako, no?
Counted na, no?
Na hindi na mag-exercise.
Counted na.
Yeah, no, the only thing that I consider exercising is paghuhugas ng plato for my head lang, kasi nakakalma siya eh. Parang, so if I'm like washing something, tapos ganun, parang nakakalma siya sa utak ko. So, talaga, yun lang talaga. Like mopping and anything else, parang annoying chore that I have to do.
Alright. Ayan. Kayo, Mommy Milna, Mommy JC, may question kayo?
Ako meron. Si Mommy Jay-Z, meron ka ba? Ano daw? Medyo mahina mo.
Sabi ko, paano makapagpapalala?
Ano, what?
Hindi dinig. Ayan, sabi ko, paano ma-maintain yung sanity? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
siyempre, while you're working, tapos may mga batang maingay, tapos alam mo, may nakatambak na mga plato na, nalilinisin mo pa, yung mga ganun. So, paano ba manatiling, hindi mo kang lumas?
No, this is actually like really true. Kasi it's very normal for mothers like us to have the mental burden of keeping the household. And what we don't understand, what we have to understand is we married someone as a partner, as an equal. So he has an equal say and responsibility to keep that household as well. He's not a lesser equal. He's your partner. So to maintain a household, and I'm not saying anything against husbands, but like, normally kasi we all think that we have to do the dishes, we have to clean the house, we have to take care of the kids, we have to feed the kids, we have to feed this. Like, the mental burden itself is such, it's so heavy on us. Like it has been ingrained in our culture as a mother to keep everything straight. And that is the number one issue with, and I'm not saying it's an issue because there are some mothers that are happy doing it. But the thing is, if you're not happy doing it, then make sure that you realize what are the things that annoy you the most and keep it out of your head. Like, the dishes are not, no one is going to die if you don't wash the dishes. No one is going to die if you're not going to mop, clean the house or anything. So understand what is your priority. Like, I struggled with this when I started with freelancing because, like, I would sit in my desk. Tapos iniisip ko, shit, I didn't wash the dishes. Meron palang dun. Or I didn't clean the bathroom or anything. So, the mental burden itself na nagtatrabaho ako, tapos I'm thinking of all the chores in the house. And it really drove me crazy. So I
True.
realized, like, you know what, like, because I had a conversation with my husband, because for some reason, I think men, no hate to men, but I think men just don't see these things that we see.
Mm-mm.
They don't get annoyed by the dishes.
Mm-mm.
They're okay with it. They don't get annoyed with the cleaning. They're okay with it. They don't get annoyed with the clothes just anywhere. So usually, like, husbands, my husband, for example, he leaves t-shirts in like a weird place kung saan lang na naiiwan, right? So it annoys me, but it doesn't annoy him.
Mm-mm.
So I had like a conversation with my husband, and he told me, like, it's not important in the grand scheme of things. It's not important. Like, why do you constantly have to think about this? I didn't ask you to do it, which is true.
Mm-mm.
I just like wanted it, right? So, um, yeah, that's just my point. Like, to keep your sanity, you have to understand the things that are your priority. So, for example, if you're working, then put that in your head that you are working, and think about your work only. Dedicate your time, and understand that not a lot of people have the privilege of having a dedicated workspace. But also with kids, you have to understand that you got to keep boundaries as well. So I have 5 and 4 years old. So they have been they grew up to me working online, like to me working remotely. So if they see that the door is closed, that means that I am in a meeting, so I am not to be disturbed. They understand this. So this is something that we have really worked consistently, and I am totally aware. Not kids, sometimes they don't understand this, like they commit mistakes, and especially young kids like that, they don't really understand. But we were just like consistent na, if the door is closed, meaning mama is in a meeting, don't just come in and scream. If there's really something emergency, like for example, you are hurt or this, then you can. That is understandable if it's an emergency. But if nothing else, if you just like want to, I don't know, show mama your new trick that you have learned, it can wait later. So yun talaga, boundaries within the family, because at that time you're not really with them, you are working. So it's like you are going to a physical office space. Are you going to call your mom and to show them, like a new trick, or is your husband going to expect you to feed him? No, it's not that. It's just it was a very consistent habit of ours to set boundaries, and to understand what is the priority. So yun lang. That's my takeaway with maintaining sanity, because it's really tough on moms, um, especially
It's
working from home.
exactly, exactly. That's really true, Moms, no? Pero I want to point out yung sinabi mo about, partnership, because ganyan din naman sa akin. I think ganun din kay Mommy Milna and sa husband ni Mommy JC, that, we are partners, and you made mention that they are not lesser companion nor superior companion. So they have to be part of, running the affairs sa family. And
Yes.
that includes also, doing the chores. Pero how are we going to reconcile that, moms, to those freelancer moms na hindi ganoon ang mga asawa nila? Kasi I am certain that there are also other moms na, all of the burden nasa kanila. So,
Yun na lang.
paano kaya, oo, no? Paano kaya nila i-handle yun, moms?
Yeah, so this is a very good question, and this is super duper true, because ano na talaga, 'di ba? It's really ingrained in the culture, especially with the older generation. Our moms really like probably showed us, like, it's the mothers that are constantly like this, and the
Exactly. The
dads, when they,
superhero.
yeah, like when and
Yeah,
the dads,
true.
when they come home, they will just like sit down and everything is there. Like, dude, this is not the 80s anymore. So you have an equal responsibility to take care of the children. Like, what really is funny to me is, alam mo yung sinasabi ng mothers na, "Oh, I am so proud of my husband for," or my husband is babysitting my kids or watching the kids. No, dude, he's not babysitting for you. He is being a father. Like, do you understand this? Like, he's being a father. He's not watching over your kids.
True,
He
true.
needs to do these things.
True,
Like,
true. Agree.
because like if you are just babysitting, so are you just like part-time dad now? So are you just my part-time husband? Like, that's like the case. But okay, so I do understand na meron talagang mommies na, it goes on them, and then they feel super guilty and super bad for expecting the same way from their husbands. My number one question is, why do you feel guilty? Your husband is an adult. You came into marriage promising that you are going to love one another despite everything, right? That is also a commitment for you guys to be equal. There's, like, if the husband sees that this is actually, if your husband sees that this is something that you need help with, uh, talk it out, have a conversation with your husband. Like, I don't like, I think your husband would actually appreciate if you have a conversation with him with the things that annoys you, that you need help with. Because we also have, sometimes as women, we think that everything is so obvious that we don't have to tell our husband anymore, and they just understand whatever is in our heads. So have that open conversation with husband. If you think that he can do more within the household to help you out, succeed in whatever you are doing, then have that conversation. If he reacts negatively, then that is on him. Um, you did your part. You were open. You are only you're only responsible for your emotions, for your actions, and for your actions. Your husband's is his, even though that you are in a marriage together. However he reacts to your concerns is on him, and that is the next problem to deal with. But most successful marriages always revolve around open communication. So have that communication and don't feel guilty for feeling all these things about the burden and whatnot. Because it's hard. It's really hard. I totally understand. Diba?
Yeah, that's totally true.
Yes.
So, kung marunong tayo mag-pushback sa mga clients natin, mga moms, learn to have that
Kailangan
attitude
push
of,
back din yung
pushing
husband.
back. Of course, di ba? Di ba? Uy,
Gusto ko
meron
yung
ka
pair
ding
niya,
part.
gusto ko yung pair niya, mami, na they are already adults. naman. Bigla na
Oo
siya,
naman.
diba? Kung tayo nga, walang censorship. Pagka sinabi nila, oh, bakit ganito ang nasa bahay, pagdating nila, walang censorship. Dapat tayo rin, ano?
Yeah.
I agree, I
Oo.
agree. Oo.
Ano bang pinaggagawa ng ilang decades of women fighting for equality? This is also part of it.
That's true, that's true.
Oo, very true.
Mm-mm.
Ayun. Merong question dito, Mom, si Dean ba to? Before
Yeah.
that, sabi ni Christina pala, proud man to hear. Woot, Trish. Sabi ni Dean. Is it Dean? Dian.
Yeah,
Diyan.
Dean.
Diyan.
I think it's Dean.
Okay. Curious lang po, aside from SOCMED and work detox on weekends, paano po self-care routine mo, Trish? Miss Trisha.
Yeah, so they know that I usually do a social media and work detox from the other group, because they ask like, what do I don't usually, like, whenever it's weekends, I don't open my messenger as much. I don't open my social media as much because that's my time with family, or that's my time for myself. I will get back to whatever questions you have after the weekend. And this is actually something, and I'm just going to share with everyone here, this is actually something that I learned the hard way. So running remote teams, you run on very low fumes, and especially remote teams, because when I was running remote teams, I had different location team members. So I may have like someone from Europe, I may have someone from US, I may have someone from Philippines. So you run, even though that you have, like, let's say, managers or team leaders running the team, you have a responsibility to make sure that the operations run 24/7. And with that, what I did was I practiced multiphasic sleeping. So I only sleep portions of time. So 2 hours, and then I'm awake for this, and then I sleep 2 hours, and then for 24/7. So I was
Wow.
doing that. Yeah, I was doing that. I think I was just being nice, like, for I think, like, entering my second year now. So I was doing that for 3 years. And then it got to a point that my probably I was super tired, not super tired, but like, running on low fumes that I eventually just collapsed. Um, like I went to the bathroom, collapsed, hit my head, got a concussion. That was my wake up call,
Oo.
that this was not healthy. And that's when I changed my habits. I do not respond to work queries over the weekend. I don't open my social media over the weekend. And I made sure that, anything that is not important, no one's going to die. I also realized that with my work. So
That's true.
it,
That's true.
so like again, goes back to the boundaries. Self-care, Dean. So yeah, and aside from the detox, aside from whatever, I go out, make sure that I go out to nature once in a while, because your house now, your home, the place that you consider home is also a place that you consider your workplace. So it's really good to sometimes get out once in a while and just like refresh. And that is part of self-care. Also, I enjoy now, I do my yoga every day. Um, I don't have to do it like on a very complicated asanas, but like I at least spend 10 to 15 minutes minimum of yoga every day. If there are like any other exercises that I want to do or I need to do, I will do it. But yoga is like the consistent one on a daily basis. There are days that I skip if I'm really really not feeling up to it. I do respect my body that way. So
Mhm.
I don't, and then it's also a form of self care to forgive myself for not being consistent about the things that
Mhm.
I need to do.
That's
Um,
true. That's true.
you have to allow these things as well. It's not, don't be so hard on yourself. Like us
Mm.
mommies, I think like marami tayong mga guilt feelings na yan. Like,
True.
doesn't
True.
really help.
Yes, very true.
Totoo yan.
Actually, yung guilt na, we just talk about it last time, mga moms, no?
Oh,
We
last
were talking about,
Monday.
we were talking about, let's get rid of all the mama guilt. Kasi after all, we try our very best, no? And
Yes.
Oh,
anyway, what we are doing is actually for our kids and for our family. So if we
yes.
think that we have done our best, then that's it, di ba?
Yes. Agree, agree.
Ayun. May mga questions pa kayo mga moms? Dito
Meron dito,
maraming questions.
moms.
Mm-mm. Yes,
Mm.
moms. Go
Mga
ahead, mom.
self-care time na
Hey,
nagiging
Jing, what is your advice for working who feel so guilty by having me time? So yun nga, yung kaka-mention lang, diba?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you can't, like there's one favorite line that you can't give from an empty cup. So
True.
you have to prioritize yourself. Like yun nga, wala kang me time, you're not spending enough time for yourself to recuperate, to do the things that you realize that makes you happy. Tapos ikaw naman banas na banas ka na sa mga anak mo na sobrang sobrang kukulit, 'di ba? So the experience itself is not really enjoyable for them and for you, kasi then again you will feel guilty for snapping at your kids, or for not having the patience. So what's the point, right? Like understanding these things really makes you a better mother. Okay, in my opinion, it makes you a better mother because you are also showing your kids what is important for you. You are showing your kids the next future. So you have to understand, nanggaling yung all these perception of how to be a super mother from our mothers before, from our
Mm-mm.
grandmothers, right? And
Mm-mm.
if we want to change the wheel so that we understand that it is also important to take care of ourselves. um, so you show your kids this is how it's done. We can be happy, we can have genuine quality time if you allow mom to also have her me time. And I don't think there's a mother naman na okay, so you having the push to become a better mother or to become a good mother is already a reason for me enough that to believe that you will also not abuse it na 24/7 ka na ding magmi-me time, di ba?
Sobrang naman sa
Sobrang me time naman yun, moms, no?
24/7 for the whole month.
Parang gano'n, ayoko na, gusto ko ng bakasyon. 24/7, ayoko
Di ba? So,
for the
buong buwan ka na mag-me time. O, di ba? Kumusta naman nag-resign? On leave si mama.
Sana, no, gano'n. Meron akong 1 month leave, ha? Saka na tayo magkita sa
Hindi pwede si Mommy May doon kasi nag-breastfeeding si Mommy May.
Oo.
Sabi ko 1 month leave, pero yung dalawa nandito nakapagod.
Dalawang nag-breastfeed. Wala din, di ba? Wala din yung leave.
Oo. So for sure naman, with the aim na to become a better mother, you will understand kung ano din yung enough at ano din yung too much na siguro na, okay, na parang na-enjoy ko na walang anak. Hindi din, meron ka din responsibility.
Enjoy ko na walang anak.
Enjoy mo yung walang anak.
Hindi mo naman tinanong yung mga anak mo, di ba? Kung pwede mo silang mabuhay sa mundo. So, responsibility.
Kaya mo ba mabuhay ng isang buwan? Wala ako, mga ganon, no?
Uy, alam mo, ma'am, speaking of ganyan, nakwento ko kay Mommy JC yun, saka kay Mommy Lynn. Naalala niyo yung nag-getaway ako. So, sabi ko sa asawa ko, hingi ako ng konting space lang. Oh, di ba? Ang drama. Sabi niya, sige, we will support you, ganyan. So, sino maiiwan sa'yo? Sabi ko yung baby lang, tapos dala niya yung 3. So, anyway, nandun ako sa isang resort daw, kunwari, tapos sila nasa bahay. Pero alam mo yung feeling na, ay, sandali lang, na-miss ko sila. Parang hindi din, alam mo yung parang, ay, ano ba to? Sabi ko nga kay Mommy Tracy, kay Mommy Nina, sige na nga lang, okay na. Kahit yung mga 1 hour.
Uwi na lang ako, gano'n.
Uwi na lang ako, hindi ko na pupush okay na ako dun sa 1 hour na coffee time, pwede na yun, sabi ko.
Totoo yan.
Parang confusing mismo, sabi ko nga sa kanila na torn naman ako nito. Gusto ko ng mahaba-habang time para makapag-rejuvenate ba. Alam mo yun? But at the same time, parang, hala, isang pa lang, hindi pa nakakaisang oras, parang hala, nasa na sila, na-miss ko bigla. Alam mo yung ganun?
Totoo yan. Like, pre-pandemic, meron kaming date night ng asawa ko. So like once in a week, we make sure that we go out, yung kami lang. Tapos either sa lolo maiwan yung mga bata or we have like a trusted babysitter to watch over the kids. So ano talaga, but like whenever we go out, yung pag-usapan namin mga bata. Parang walang kwenta, di ba? Lumalabas pinag-uusapan yung mga bata. Yung natin, ganito. Ano ba? Ano ba talaga gusto?
Ang usapan, wrestling, no? Parang workaholic lang na sobrang gano'n.
Oo. Tapos yung minsan yung asawa ko sabi niya, I'm gonna take the kids out para makapag-relax ka sa bahay. Tapos sabi ko, parang wag kasi gusto ko kasama ako. So pag sasama ako, sinasabihan nila yung mga anak ko, sige, don't bother mama, just let her sit there. Para manood lang ako.
That way, no?
Para manood lang ako, pero wag niyo akong kausapin, wag niyo akong Pwede siguro
Sarap
GoPro
nun, no?
CCTV.
Sarap siguro nun na parang, okay, walang magbabother. Diyan lang kayo, pero wag niyo akong kakausapin.
Wag mo akong kausapin. Pero kasi yung mga bata din, di ba? Parang pag automatic, pag andyan si mama, parang gusto na talaga magiging. Sus, grabe. Oo, alam ko yung
Meron na ako naging bagong term dyan Kasi yung bunso ko laging, talagang pag nakita niyang nasa harap ako ng computer, talagang mami siya ng mami. Sabi ko talaga sa asawa ko, mahal, kunin mo na muna yung kaluluwa ko, hindi ko na marinig Kahit yung konsensya ko, hindi ko na makausap. Si ang ingay. Sa alam niya, tinitingnan ko na yung asawa ko, please bigyan mo na katahimikan yung kaluluwa ko. Para akong yung namatay na kahit patay ka na, tinatawag-tawag niya. Pero sometimes meron din break. Pero pag naman tahimik, ikaw naman ang tumatayo. Malamang may ginagawang kalokohan to, sobrang tahimik.
Correct.
Oo, totoo.
Sabi siguro ng mga anak natin, parang sira to si mami na, hindi mo maintindihan. Ano ba gusto mo? Malayo ako, malapit ako.
Totoo yan. Tapos kunyari dito sa bahay, 'di ba? Tapos alam ko naman na andyan yung asawa ko. Tapos like when I hear someone scream or cry, parang ako, okay, lalabas muna ako. I will check ako, is everything okay? Tapos sabi ng asawa, hello, andito ako. Ano ba ano ba tingin mo sa akin? Invalid doon, nandito
Sinagot yun, malamot eh. Parang wala akong tiwalang maalagaan yung anak ko pag-asama mo. Parang gano'n.
Totoo yan. Ewan ko ba, bakit kasi, nasa na siguro talaga natin. I mean, biologically, naman talaga, yung, di ba mas sensitive tayo sa iyak ng mga anak natin, yung mga husband nyo ba, pag tulog, nairirinig yung mga iyak ng mga bata?
No, wala.
Hindi.
Wala talaga. Actually, ma'am, sabi nga nung isang comedian na si Kevin Hart yata yon. Sabi niya na pag nagbabantay daw ang mga lalaki, yung mga fathers, no, yung mga husbands, pag nagbabantay lang sila, they use their ears. Oh, what's that? Yung ganun lang. Kasi hindi sila kagaya ng mga babae na, uy, hala, nahulog, uy, hala. Yung mga lalaki if they feel or if they hear na something is going on, doon pa sila magre-react. Ano yan? Alam mo yung ganun.
Totoo. Tapos yung sorry, pagtulog, di ba? Di nila marinig. Oo.
Lalo na tulog. Kahit na inaagad daw, bahala. Pati iyak pala gising na tayo, no?
Kaya ang challenging ng part ng mga mommies, no? Especially those, really working from home. So, sabi dito may follow-up question si ma'am, si Jing. In relation pa din sa me time. Nasagot na ba to?
Yung binasa ko kanina, ma'am.
Okay, sorry naman. Ay, si Pauline pala, ayan. Comment lang pala. Self-care, me time is important. It's not being selfish daw because it's an investment. Ayun.
Yeah. Si Coach Z din, sabi niya, I agree. My husband actually does the other household chores, especially cooking. Ako din. Husband ko is the one who's cooking kasi hindi talaga ako marunong magluto ever since. So, alam mo yun, nagkaroon kami ng conversation talaga niya na hindi ko kayang magluto. So, ikaw na yung magluto. Then, yung ibang tasks, ako na yung gagawa. So, ganun. Bali, meron kaming ganung usapan. Kasi yun nga, sabi nga ni Trisha, di ba? It's a partnership. Kailangan alam mo yung strength mo, tsaka yung weaknesses mo. It just so happens na masarap talaga siya magluto kasi HRM siya ng college. So, alam mo yun, parang napakinabangan namin. So, yun.
Totoo.
We have this division of labor in place, kaya agree ako kay Miss Trisha. So, yun.
Totoo yan. Ako, I hate waking up early in the morning. So, yung husband ko talaga nagbibigay ng breakfast sa mga bata. Kasi hindi ako nagbe-breakfast. I mean, I can wake up early in the morning, pero di ba parang nakakapagod mag-isip ng ano bang bukas bibigay ko sa mga anak ko. Tapos, I don't eat breakfast. So, parang wala akong idea kung ano bang dapat or ano bang pwedeng bigay sa mga bata. So, usually, yung breakfast, care of ng asawa ko. Kaya okay na din. Very good, diba?
So, pag mga ganun talaga,
huwag na din tayo mag-breakfast.
Pero dapat daw, pag sinong nagluto, dapat hindi nagreklamo yung hindi nagluto.
Oo, totoo.
Tama naman. Lalo na siguro kay Mami Milna na ganyan ang asawa niya, nag-aaral ng HR. Pag nagreklamo ka, naku, baka sabihin niya, sige, ikaw na.
Kung mag-aral HRM.
Kahit di masarap. Tuloy mo lang yan, masarap.
Diba?
Kaya mo na yan.
Hindi, vocal ako. Pag hindi talaga masarap, sinasabi ko hindi masarap. At saka, sinasabi ko kung paano ito tweak. Like, lagyan mo pa ng konting alat, ganyan. Or, tanggalan mo na masyadong maalat. So, sinasabi ko, para next time, pag nagluto siya, alam niya kung paano yung taste bud ko. Pero ngayon kasi alam naman na niya eh.
Galing.
Diba? Push back lang, gamitin yung mga mga tips na ginagawa natin for the client. Ganun lang. That's how to handle your husband, diba? Ayan.
How to handle your husband. Kung merong how to handle your client, meron
how to handle your husband.
Pwede.
Gusto ko yun.
Siguraduhin niyo hindi na nakalabas sa public ha, marinig ng mga asawa natin.
Oo.
Uy,
Sabihin tong mga to.
naman yung Father's Day, di ba nga mga moms?
Malapit
Oo,
na.
nalala.
Father's Day.
Oo, we recognize naman our very successful partnership. Kaya nga, 'di ba, we're still married kung hindi naman hindi na tayo kasal, 'di ba? So,
Okay.
we appreciate naman din your their their
Their
contribution.
efforts.
That's true, that's true. And pero you know what, Ma'am Shong, I think din, no, ewan ko lang if you agree, yung mga successful, siguro hindi lahat, no, pero yung mga successful women, hindi sila nagsasucceed kung wala silang, somebody, I mean, mothers pala, no? Sila nagsasucceed if there's, someone behind their back, tossing them up or siguro bringing
Supporting,
the best out of them, no? Yung parang ganun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Di ba may ganong quote na parang yung lalaki, hindi siya magiging successful kung wala siyang wife. It goes both ways. Kasi tayo din, kailangan din natin ng support ng mga asawa natin eh. Di ba? Especially tayo mga moms. Kasi paano kung wala kang supportive na asawa, tapos you have a meeting, tapos yung anak mo nagtatantrum, so paano na?
No,
Di
true.
ba?
That's true.
Yeah. Totoo
That's
yan. I mean, ako din, like, I always like make it a point na, and I think like my husband knows naman talaga na I can't be where I am right now kung wala siya. Kasi,
I agree.
oo. Kasi alam naman niya kung hindi ko magagawa yung mga gustong magagawin pag wala siya, di ba? Kasi he steps up pag wala. Pag di kaya ng powers ni Mommy. Kaya yun. Totoo yan.
Yes.
That's really, really true. Yun na nga, we're just lucky, we have partners ba na katimbang talaga na. Katimbang talaga. Ayun.
Tapos
Sabi
di
ni
din lahat, 'di ba? Merong ganito. So, hopefully mga mommies, you're listening to this and open the communication.
Yes.
Yun, that's true. Para may mangyari naman, you really have to learn how to communicate to
Baka
your
talagang
husband.
hindi nila nagigets yung mga signals, yung mga actions. Baka kailangan direct sa
O di na uso yung passive aggressive ngayon. Aggressive na.
And speaking of signals, sa sinasabi ni Mommy JC, ang akala kasi ng ibang mga babae, not naman all, no? Pero di ba nagsisend lang sila ng mga sign language, which pwede kasing hindi nagigets ng asawa nila eh. Di ba, like mga cold treatment and all of that. Tapos nagtataka yung asawa niya, why sudden cold? Di ba? Why? Bakit ganon? Di ba? Whereas if you can communicate effectively and you tell directly to your husband kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari, anong help ang kailangan mo, para at least
Yes.
you solve it together, di ba?
Tsaka di ba yung ibang mga wife, yung silent treatment, yung tahimik lang, ang laki na pala ng kinikip-kip mo sa loob. Tapos tahimik ka lang, di ba? Ganun ako dati eh. So, kaya nakaka-relate. Pero natutunan ko kung paano mag-open up. Paano makipag-communicate ng mas maayos, kalmado, ganyan. So, kasi ako, ginagawa ko dati is sa loob lang. And then, pag sumabog ako, di syempre, galit na galit, di ba? So, hindi kayo makapag-communicate ng maayos. Yun, natutunan ko along the way na kailangan talaga mag-communicate kayo, mag-uusap kayo para sabihin mo kung ano yung mga bagay na ayaw mo, yung mga ganun, di ba?
Tsaka Mami Milna, yung partner natin, we would have to stay with them for life kasi yan ang, di ba, yan ang main goal. Kung puro ka na lang tatahimik ka, magtatampuro, sasawa rin yung nanunuyo. So you have to, di ba?
Yes.
Isipin na lang, if the husband does that, yung wala tayong idea, tapos bigla siya nagtampuro, tapos puro gano'n na lang, maiinis din ba? Lalo na tayo mga babae, mas maiinis tayo sa puro gano'n na lalaki. So, yeah, give and take lang din. Sometimes you just have to.
Correct.
Oo, totoo yan. Meron akong kilala dito na nainis siya sa asawa niya. Tapos, so sa sobrang inis niya, she decided na matulog sa sala. Pero hindi niya kinausap yung asawa niya. Pag kinaumagahan, parang nagtanong yung asawa, like, ba't ka natulog? Wala pala siyang alam sa nangyari. So parang ikaw na parang ikaw, diba? Parang whole night you were thinking about it. Tapos whole night like you were really like annoyed with your husband. Tapos di mo kinausap. Ikaw lang yun eh. Yung asawa mo.
Ikaw lang din ang bogey, ma'am.
Oo,
diba?
diba?
So, ikaw lang mapipikon lalo. Kasi hindi mo man lang alam, galit ako, ganon. Paano mo nalaman, hindi mo sinabi?
Mas masakla pa yun, no? Dahil natulog ka sa sala, dinalang ka pa ng unan. Kasi nga wala siyang alam, akala niya napagod ka.
Oo.
Ibig na sinuyo
True.
ka, pinaglatagan ka pa, no? Lalo ka maaasal. gusto mo, gusto mo
Lalo
dyan,
kang napikon, no?
Kasi
I
hindi mo pala
agree, I
nag-guess
agree.
pinagtatampo ka, no? Ayan.
And you know
Yes.
what, moms, no? We cannot stress this enough, yung importance ng communication. And communication lang naman is not only applicable, effective communication rather, is not only applicable sa husbands and wives. We just don't realize the importance and how crucial na dapat meron tayong effective communication, especially sa mga kliyente natin, di ba mga moms? So siguro we make it a habit na express, you really convey what you feel, what you think, whether it's sa kliyente ba yan or sa asawa natin, it goes a long way, di ba?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is true. Kung marunong, yun nga, di ba sinabi mo, marunong mag-pushback sa client, marunong ka din sana mag-pushback sa household mo.
So ang gagawin mo na pala is silent treatment ka kay hubby, silent treatment ka din kay client.
Oo,
Wag naman, wag
lalo
naman
na liit na
gano'n.
sahod mo, tapos nag-aantay ka na i-increase, nag-silent treatment ka lang.
True.
Isang taon ka na dyan, naka-silent treatment ka, ganyan pa rin.
Hindi, wag naman ganun. Baliktarin mo, mag-schedule ka din, mag-send ka din ng calendar invite sa asawa mo para mag-meeting ka.
Yung
Eto, mag-zoom tayo. Mag-zoom tayo, mag-usap tayo ng mga hinanakit natin.
Parang si
I-record
Mami
natin para pwede i-replay.
Pag mga calendly na ganyan, si Mami Tessa talaga naiisip natin, na, sige, gusto mo, mag-book ka dito. Mag-meeting tayo.
Totoo.
Ayan, anyway. May question dito si Pauline Grace, ma'am. Sabi niya, I sometimes feel guilty having my me time, but I realized I cannot give if I'm already empty. So go do some me time and work-life balance is the trick. Ayun.
Yeah. Yung yung work-life balance, isa pa din yan kasi 'di ba iniisip natin na work-life balance means 50-50 talaga, like tapos tayo parang na-stress na siya, hindi siya 50-50, 60-40 or 30-70, parang ganun. Naisip ko talaga, wala namang work-life balance, life lang talaga siya. So, parang it's all components of your life, diba? So, sometimes merong time, merong days na you're more at work than your household or more your household than your work. Depende lang yan sa priorities at talaga. So, yeah, totoo. I agree.
Yeah, that's really true.
Kagaya
Pero,
sinabi ni Mommy Trisha, moms, na you just have to know when to listen to your body. Di ba sabi niya yung yoga, kapag gusto ng katawan niya na hindi mo na magpahinga, you just have to know when you owe it to your body na magpahinga.
Yeah.
Na gusto mo naman ng
exactly.
time, gusto mo, yeah. Kasi kagaya ko, before, bago nagkaroon ng lockdown, so madalas lumalabas yung anak ko. Gusto ko ng kamit naman, time namin. Ngayong lockdown, ayoko na. Sawa-sawa na ako. Gusto ko nang umalis sila sa labas. Yung parang ganun, yes. You just have to listen to your body. Kasi minsan, ang hirap lang din intindihin ng sitwasyon. So,
Yeah.
as long as yung katawan, happy yung mind, yan. Okay.
Oo. Tapos ang dami ding, like with the pandemic, yung sinabi mo, with the pandemic, ang dami talagang mas malaking stress siya kasi kahit di mo naman problema yung world, di ba? Parang inisip mo na talaga yung world na siya. Ano ba yung nangyayari ngayon, di ba? Parang, paano ko ba i-solve tong pandemic na to?
Truth guys, wala naman tayo may-aambag pa na napapaisip ka na rin. What do you need to do para ma-protect yung mga kids mo? Pati iniisip.
Pati problema na
yun, di ba? Mental stress pa yun, di ba?
Totoo yan. So yun, minsan kasi yung iba, they're constantly, and ito din yung pitfalls, yung isa sa cons sa social media, yung iba kasi nakikita nila na, si ma'am, siya sobrang sexy, ganito, tapos ako, sobrang ganito na kasi unhealthy, tapos they just like add on to unnecessary stress sa utak nila. You do you, sis. Kung gusto mo kumain ka. Kung gusto mo mag-diet ka. Tingnan mo lang yung sarili mo, huwag kang ma-stress.
Napag-usapan yun namin ni na Mommy Milna at ni na Mommy May last time. Kasi nakwento ko sa kanila nung nasa Singapore kami. Yung mga tao doon, namumuna sila sa figure mo. Sabi ko kay na Mommy May, tsaka kay na Mommy Milna, excuse me, pakialam mo ako bumili ng pagkain ko. Pinaghirapan ko yung pambili ko
Correct,
ng
correct. Correct.
Totoo yan.
Yes. You do you, sabi nga ni Trisha, di ba?
Tama.
True, true. That's true. Ayan. Sabi ni
Speaking of that,
Ma'am
Moms,
Trisha, sige, go. Go ahead, Ma'am. Yung speaking of that mo naman.
ano, do you really recommend to like exercise? Like every day? Ako kasi, kita naman siguro sa katawan ko, hindi ako nag-exercise.
Grabe. You do
Hindi
you.
talaga.
Ako rin,
You
sumunguna.
do you,
Wala
Mom.
mapaputol ako ng mga pang-exercise netong Shopee na to, netong nag-lockdown. Sabi ko, yes, I have more time kasi dito siya. Wala. Nakastack ko lang
Wala
siya.
din.
Sayang yung pera. Pinabili ko na sana ng
Ako
pandagdag
din.
ng kaya. Nabusog pa ako.
May yoga mat pa ako, nandun yung yoga mat ko. So,
Ma'am,
do you really recommend na mag-exercise daily?
As a health advocate, yes. Not daily. It doesn't have to be daily, but like have a routine na you are comfortable with. Kasi especially for us, di ba, we're constantly sitting at the desk. We are very prone to back problems, to neck problems, so your mobility. Tapos talaga nasa stagnate talaga yung natin, yung mga whatever na yan. So I do recommend creating a habit out of it. And talaga, I know it's mahirap kasi nakakatama, 'di ba? I would rather sleep than exercise, or I would rather use that time to relax.
Sabi niya,
Yun ako eh.
exercise. Yun din ako eh.
Oo,
Hindi na ako itutulog ko na. Ganun din
Oo, totoo yan. So ganyan din yung feeling ko, the way so how I handled it, and maybe it will work, create a habit out of it, para yung katawan mo mismo yung maghahanap. So it takes about 60. So scientifically, it takes about 60 days. I think I may be mistaken, to create a habit. Yeah, so gawin mo siya kahit 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just so that yung katawan mo, tinitrain mo siya, nahahanap-hanapin yung mobility or yung exercise. Kahit hindi siya sobrang OA sa exercise, but at least kasi talaga, prone talaga tayo kasi we're not moving as much. We don't have physical, lalo na di tayo nalalabas sa bahay, so pagkatapos ng upo natin, higa-higa tayo, ganun, or mga chores, so hindi talaga
exercise. Pagpunta sa kusina, ganyan, pagkuha ng pagkain sa
exercise ba yung nagtatype ka sa keyboard? Sa
Ma'am,
kamay mo? Sa arms, di ba?
Kaya alam mo, pag home base, yung kamay lang may muscle eh. The rest, puro na.
Ma'am, yung exercise nga, ma'am, speaking, dito yung yung isang fried chicken, tapos dito, ganun yung exercise.
Exercise.
Gusto ko yun. Gusto ko yung ganang exercise.
Mga excuses natin, no? Para, yes, ito na exercise.
Buti sana kung keyboard mo ganito kalaki, di ba? Tapos talaga
ganun.
Ganun, no? Letter A.
Ang laki. Ang laki, no?
Gusto ko yan. Hindi na yan. Malay man narinig kayo ni Shopee may magbenta ng ganyang keyboard.
Before kaya, so ginawa ko talaga, kasi parang yun din yung feeling, parang hindi ko kaya mag-exercise. So ginawa ko, bumili ako alam mo yung stationary bike. So when I get into meetings, nilalapag ko lang yung laptop ko. So pinalagyan ko siya ng, nilalapag ko yung laptop ko or yung phone ko sa tapos sumasakay ako sa bike, sa stationary bike, tapos nagmi-meeting. Stationary bike, di ba?
Nice!
Kasi di ba?
Nandito yung husband ko, isa yan sa sinasabi niya, bibili niya daw ang stationary bike. Sabi ko, pagod na ako sa buhay ko, kakatrabaho, matutulog na.
Pero ma'am, isa din sa
pagod na ako, kakaisip.
Ay, sorry ma'am.
Sige, go.
Ano yun, ma'am?
Hindi, sabi kasi ni Mommy Trisha na yung stationary bike daw. Yung akin naman, ma'am, kino-consider ko yung standing table. Yung
Ay, ako
first time.
din. Pinag-iipunan ko yun.
First time.
Mahal yan, di ba?
Ma'am,
Kaya nga
gusto ko
sabi ni
yan.
Mami Milna, pag-ipunan daw eh.
Pinag-iipunan ko na siya,
Pinipindot
ma'am.
yun sa Korea.
Yun na nga,
Yung
pag-ipunan.
pinipindutin
Yun
mo
na.
lang sa angat.
Diba?
20,000, ma'am. Sabagay, may goal
30.
tayo. So, kayang-kaya yan. Go push. Pwede na lang
30K.
kami kung nandito ka sa Manila. May 20. May 20K. Sisend ko sa yung link. Tinatambayan ko, inantay ko maglabas siya ng discount.
Oo.
Diba?
Ano
No?
din?
Nakatayo.
Oo. Tapos yung alam mo, ano ba tawag nun? Yung Pilates ball. Yung malaki
Oo. Yes.
Yun, yung gawin mong chair instead of
Upuan.
oo.
Oo.
Kasi at
Yung
least
malaking
engage yung yung core muscle mo. So pagkatapos ng trabaho, 'di ba may abs ka na in.
Nakapag-exercise ka na, di ba?
Mami,
Oo,
hindi na magpaalam ka na sa pink chair mo. Palitan mo na ng ball.
Papalitan ko na nga to. Malapit na.
Nagpapulsing ka niya habang nagkukul na. Nasa meeting nga, nagbabounce ka na nga. Sabi nung coach na kami, ano ginagawa mo?
Pag nag-meet tayo, gumaganyan-ganyan na ako.
Hilong-hilong yung mga nanonood. Pero hindi, okay nga yung sinabi ni Mami Trish. At least na-exercise ka na habang tama naman.
I-incorporate mo na lang mo sa oras na nagtatrabaho kasi di pa walang oras, mas gusto pa natin matulog. So yun.
Pero nung baby yung anak ko, di ba ihehele mo pa bago matulog? And that's already exercise.
True naman. True, ganun, di ba? Exercise.
Makalusot lang, no? Para hindi na yun talagang
Hindi
routine.
mag-exercise.
Yung pagod talaga.
Totoo yan. Yung sa akin, sa yoga, minsan talaga, I get bored. Kaya, every day, binabago-bago ko yung sinusundan ko na sequence. Kasi, minsan talaga nakaka-bored na din. Parang, yoga na naman, ganito na naman. Parang, so, para lang to mix it up. Pero nakakakalma din kasi siya sa utak ko. Kaya, yun yung na lang, pinili ko na daily exercise.
Saan ba nakakapanood ng mga gano'n nang para makapag-yoga ka? Like, let's say, di ba kasi sa
Sa YouTube.
kahit hindi ka nandun, okay na. Ganun.
Meron sa YouTube.
Oo.
Gusto ko yung
Meron
ginagawa mo, yung nasa tali, na nakatali ka, tapos nakalambitin ka. Yung parang gano'n. Hindi ko na alam kung sino itatali ko. Akala mo
Yung
gusto
parang
ako eh.
tela. Yung parang tela. Oo.
Oo,
Aerial yoga.
Pilates
Mag-meeting ka
ba
ng
yun?
ganun. Aerial yoga. Mag-meeting ka ng ganun. Magtali ka din dyan.
Lambi-lambitin ka dyan.
Maingay yung anak ko eh, may sabit ka rito.
True.
Lambi-lambitin ka.
Kaya nasa bigat ka, baka gumuho yung kisame. Hindi na lang.
Grabe.
Lumala yung problema ko, no? Hindi na ngayon yung taba yung kisame na.
May nakita rin ako, Mommy Trish, yung yung parang walk-in place, yung parang nagwo-walk ka lang. Tapos meron yun. Sa YouTube, meron yun eh. Parang nakatayo ka lang, tapos magwo-walk. Then, they consider that as an exercise na rin. Tapos gagalaw mo lang yung katawan mo, parang move ka sa left, move ka sa right, parang gano'n. Oo. Nakita ko siya kasi tinry ko din yan dati eh. Para lang ma-move lang yung katawan.
Mami, hindi na pwede tayo mag-move left and right kasi yung chair natin may gulong. Ayun na yan. Kumari, nag-exercise tayo. Yung naka-chair na gulong, ang daya. Ang daya.
Pero actually, kung iisipin mo naman, kami, if you are at a zero sa physical activity, tapos pag may gagawin ka, as simple as like walking around your house, exercise na din yun, di ba? Like, it's still a form of movement. Para lang magalaw-galaw mo yung mo, di ba?
Yes.
Katawan mo.
It's actually good for us din kasi nga pag nakaupo tayo, yung anong tawag doon, yung mga health, yung mga muscles natin, yung muscles natin, hina, tapos madalas pa tayo magkape para wag antukin kapag maraming
True.
Totoo.
Kape, that's true.
Totoo yan. Ano talaga yung mga back issues, uso sa atin, mga freelancer. Oo, yan din.
carpal
Oo,
tunnel.
yan.
Carpal tunnel.
Kakaklik. Mag-shift na tayo ng keyboard ng ganun. Mag-request ka sa Shopee ng
Sa
malaking
Shopee,
keyboard.
no? Mga ganun kalaking keyboard.
Kasi Okay, ma'am.
Ang laki.
Andyan na ako.
Fourth.
Magulat yung client mo, ang bagal mo mag-reply, di ba? Ang layo kasi ng G.
Ang layo nung enter eh.
Connecting.
That's true, that's true.
Yung maganda
Ay,
rin yun.
Oo.
Dahil
Ma'am,
sa atin,
sinabi
no,
mo kanina.
bumalik yung keyboard na malaki, no? Di ba ganun yung sinuunang keyboard? Malalaki yung keys, so dahil sa atin, nabalik yun.
Bumalik yung keyboard.
Ayun. Moms, na-mention mo kanina, moms, about sleep, di ba? Sabi mo kanina na there were times na tagto 2 hours lang yung sleep mo.
Mm-mm.
Ah, how lack of sleep, moms, affects yung mental and physical well-being natin as a freelancer?
Ano talaga, like before kasi, it worked for me. Like it worked for me to, like take care of the team, to make sure that the operations run 24/7. So these are, like, I never considered it as something that unhealthy. But
Mhm.
our bodies kasi, biologically needs, a block of time talaga to recover itself. Human as we are, like, we need that. So, ngayon talaga, I can say that it is so much better to have like a longer amount of sleeping. So I make sure talaga na meron akong at least 6 hours of sleep. You know, like in a day. Oh, in a day talaga. Kasi meron talaga akong time na ganito lang, 6 hours of sleep lang, 6 hours of sleep. Pero yun yung pinaka-minimum, at least, di ba? Kasi before, with the 2 hours of sleep, I felt like I was doing fine. I thought I was okay. I thought, kasi naman, like, I was being with my family, I was with my team. So it was fulfilling for me, but then it affected me. It affected my body. It affected, and then I realized, like, ngayon, mas may clarity ako when it comes to thinking. Wala akong nakakalimutan kasi sakto yung tulog, tama yung tulog. Di ba pag kulang yung tulog mo, parang, o nga, nagtatrabaho, pero
Cranky,
parang,
no?
oo, parang sobrang para ka mas malala ka pa sa nagmenopause, 'di ba? Parang inainit yung ulo mo. Sobra all the time, 'di ba? So, ano talaga, importante talaga yung tulog. Ano din kasi yan eh, it's your body's way of recuperating din.
Tama.
Ma'am, ano palang nangyari nun sa'yo, ma'am? When parang bumigay ba yung body mo? When,
Ano lang, oo, like over fatigue lang yung yung katawan ko. Like there wasn't any like,
Illness or something.
oo, concrete like diagnosis sa illness. Ano lang talaga, na over fatigue lang yung with my sleeping, tapos dehydrated pa ako. So yun, ngayon na talaga, may tubig na ako. Kasi minsan 'di ba di natin alam na hindi na pala tayo umiinom ng tubig. I don't know, ako hindi ako masyadong nakakainom ng tubig pag nakaupo na ako. So, talaga, dehydration, tapos talaga, over fatigue. So, bumigay lang yung katawan ko na, pumunta lang ako ng bathroom. Tapos nakalock pa yung bathroom. So, oo, nag-collapse ako. Tapos when I collapsed, I hit yung wall namin. So, narinig ng asawa ko yung pagtama ng ulo ko sa wall. Kasi malakas talaga siya. So, parang nag-wonder yung asawa ko. Tapos, kumatok siya. Sabi niya, hindi na ako nakasagot eh. Kasi I fainted, I blacked out eh. So yun, nung di ako sumagot, buti na lang sinira niya yung door. Tapos kita niya na nakalumpa. Nandun na ako doon, nakahiga sa parang lasing lang.
wow.
So yun, dinala ako sa hospital, I had a concussion. Tapos talaga, nag-affect talaga siya sa sa mental health. Like hindi ako I think for how many months, foggy yung memory ko, hindi ako nakakapag-isip ng
Wow.
diretso, ganun. So I really had to force myself to rest, relax, not think about work, and make sure that I made like a habit out of like mag-sleep ng diretso. Kasi naging habit ko na din na 2 hours lang yung sleep ko, tapos gising, tapos nap ulit, tapos nasanay na din ako eh. So yun, I don't recommend it. Matulog kayo mga
So,
moms.
parang you're saying, moms, no, na over-fatigue ka, na burnout ka, kaya
Mm,
nangyari yun.
mm, mm. Totoo. Ganun talaga.
So, how did you manage to, ano, moms, parang recover or ilang buwan yun bago ka naka-cope up?
Mga more than 3 months din akong wala. So, alam mo naman, pag walang trabaho, walang pera. So mga moms, you cannot give from an empty cup. That take care of yourself din. Kasi yung katawan mo yung di ba sinasabi nga nila, katawan mo yung puhunan mo, di ba? So, talaga, I really had to rest. Buti na lang na my client was really understanding. So, andun lang yung trabaho ko, it was still waiting for me. I just had to really focus on my resting. So that meant that I had to sleep at this hour, tapos para lang talaga makuha ko yung habit na matulog ng gantong oras. Tapos rest, hindi ako nagtatrabaho, lang check-in once in a while, pero anything na sakit sa ulo, wala, hindi talaga, like avoid anything. So yun, naging out ako for like probably like 3 months, 4 months, parang ganun. So mataas-taas din siya na bakasyon sa utak. Pero talaga kasi it was really different recovering from a head injury. Kasi I couldn't think straight. I couldn't remember some of the details. Like I can't even, like if I talk, parang nagti-trail off ako kasi hindi ko maisip kung ano yung susunod na sasabihin ko. So, yun, rest talaga.
Pero fully recovered ka naman na ngayon, moms?
Oo.
Wow.
Thankfully. This was 2 years ago.
Wow, grabe, no? Grabe yung effect talaga ng burnout at over-fatigue pala mga moms, no? So, having said that, moms, ano yung parang tips mo na lang sa mga moms natin on how to stay healthy as a freelancer? Although you mentioned about creating boundaries, you mentioned about having enough sleep, and exercise. Ano pa kayang additional tips mo, moms?
Also it has like the food that we eat, like I know that there's like a lot of masarap talaga na pagkain. I'm not saying also go to extremes, like extreme diet, but at least make an effort of being purposeful in your food. So if you know that you are eating junk today, at least make an effort tomorrow to choose something healthier the next day. Like, create a balance out of it. Kasi hindi din ako kasi naniniwala. I know that hindi din ako naniniwala to like really be strict about the diet or about the food that you eat. Kasi it's also a lot of us treat eating the food that we want to eat as a form of self-care. Then like you're listening to your body. So at least be at least be purposeful in the choices that you make when it comes to food. Make an effort to incorporate healthy stuff in your diet then, kasi it also really helps, especially sa mga utak natin. Like we have mental burden, so gamit na gamit, wala tayong physical work so we're constantly using our heads. Gamit na gamit yung utak natin. So also give love to your body that way. Show love to your body that way, then not to eat healthy stuff in your diet. So yun, exercise, me time, create boundaries, yung mental burden, don't think na kaya mo i-solve lahat ng problema sa mundo. Kaya problemas. Kasi just think about the things that you can control, because these are the things that you can only have a solution to. Wag mo isipin yung problema ng kapitbahay mo, problema ng mama mo, problema ng buong subdivision nyo. Kasi hindi lang ikaw. Hindi na kaya ng superpowers natin. Mamaya na tayo magganyan pag tumakbo ka ng mayora sa subdivision niyo.
Tama.
Correct,
Totoo.
'di ba?
Totoo.
Kasi yung sarili mo nga, yung problema mo sa sarili mo, hindi mo
Hindi mo pa
masolusyonan.
maayos eh.
Poproblemahin mo pa yung problema ng kapitbahay mo, 'di ba?
Oh, 'di ba? Totoo 'yan, yung mga nakikita mo sa social media, learn din how to like filter. Kung hindi mo talaga if you can't help yourself na you can't filter out the negativity in the social media, edi wag ka mag-social media. Mag-social
Yes.
media ka lang kung marunong kang pumili kung ano yung the stuff that you care about, 'di ba? Kasi ang
Choose your
dami-daming
battles.
totoo
Sabi nga ni Mommy
yan.
May, choose your battles, 'di ba?
Mm.
Pag wala ka namang mapapala, bakit mo pa kailangang makipagtalo sa social media, sa comments, 'di ba? So, ako madalas hindi talaga ako pala comment eh. Kasi, alam mo
Oo,
yun,
ako din.
wala naman ako mapapala dito. So, bakit ako
Agree.
magko-comment?
Totoo yan. Tapos like, ano ba, like nasa position ko ba?
Kailangan
Nasa
may
responsibility.
what's in it for agad, no?
Oo, parang nasa responsibilidad ko ba na baguhin yung opinion mo? Parang ganun. Does it
Yeah.
affect me in a way na hindi ako like I cannot sleep tonight kung hindi ako makaka-comment? Kasi pag ganun, di ba, by all means, comment, di ba? Pero pag nakakatulog ka naman sa gabi, kahit nabasa mo yung comment na ganun, whatever, di ba? Isipin mo ganun kasi sinabi mong ganito. Ako, okay, sabihin, opinion mo yan eh, di ba? Hindi naman ako naniniwala, bala ka sa buhay mo.
Totoo.
Ayun lang.
That's true,
Totoo
that's
yan.
true.
Choose your battles.
That's really true.
Yung
Ayan.
iba dyan, di ba sa social media, parang, nakikipagtalo when it comes to politics, yung mga ganto-ganto. Girl, meron ka bang invoice pagkatapos ng comment mo ng ganyan about sa politics, di ba?
Gusto ko yung term niya.
May kikitain ka ba dyan?
Nakikita
After mo
yun. Bayad ka
pag-comment?
ba? Tama naman.
Ang ganun.
Mahirap pa niyan,
Huwag
no? Hindi ka na nabayaran dahil sa pakikipagtalo mo, naging viral ka, no? Ikaw ang
Oo.
bayaran. Yan, may sarili ka na stress.
Nakita ni client, no? Diba nakita ni client, uy, hala, ano to? Nag-comment lang ako ganito.
Oo, diba?
Sobrang
Magkakaroon ka pa ng
explosive
bad
pala.
impression.
Totoo
Diba?
yan. Totoo yan. Sobrang explosive pala neto. Huwag tayong ganito. Tama. Hello, chill lang. Kayong mga problema sa mundo na di mo naman kayang, hindi. Relax ka lang, girl.
Nasa nature na kasi talaga yata ng mga Pinoy yan eh, no? Yung
Actually,
hindi
I
mo
think
problema,
kinakailangan.
Ikisaw-saw ka.
Chismosa ang tawag. Chismosa.
Pati yung
Walang
pati
ginagawa
yung
sa buhay, nakikichismis yan.
oo, nakikipag-away when it comes to basketball, Miss Universe, mga ganito, like the things. I understand that I understand the things that you feel strongly about, pero when it comes to a point na hindi ka na nakakatulog, na hindi na girl. Hindi na yan healthy.
Iba na yan. Magbakasyon ka na, kailangan mo na yan.
And mas mahirap pa naman, moms, pag mental anxiety or mental health.
Oo, yung kalaban. Oo.
Oo, yun. Kasi yung physical naman, pwede, you can go for massage, di ba? May mga ganun. Pero pag mental health, yung anxious ka or worried ka, mas mahirap kalaban yun eh. Parang, alam mo yun, parang yung trigger sa mind mo, di ba? That's difficult.
May nagsabi dito sa comment.
Get rid of
Gusto
all
ko yung sinabi ni Joy.
oo.
Oo, kasi
alam.
diba, masyado nilang sina-challenge yung brain nila para sa mga bagay na hindi naman sila concerned.
Actually, ganito na lang isipin natin. Hindi natin alam, di din siya na-challenge sa daily life niya, sa mentally. Kaya siya nagiging chismosa to challenge her head. So, pagbigyan na din natin, di ba? Kung
Yun lang yung
kasayahan naman yan.
nagpa-function yung brain
Yes,
nila.
exactly. So, what do we even have to care?
Ang harsh.
Grabe, public post pa naman to, di ba? Sabihin
Oo nga.
Yari kayo sa mga kapitbahay nyo mamaya pag napanood.
Hindi. Totoo naman, we respect her mental calisthenics. So, kung gusto niya maging chismosa to challenge her head, you go, girl. You do you.
Kaya mo siya.
By all means, go.
Sige na, go na. Basta ka masaya, dyan ka na lang. Sige. Ayan. Tama.
Ay, naku po.
Diba?
Pero yun ang mahirap, no? Parang feeling ko, hala, saan tayo lulugar yun? Di ba? Mami ka na, may chores ka pa, may clients ka pa, and all that. Pero hala, saan? Grabing pagka-multitasker, no? Ano?
Correct.
Ganun din. Ganun talaga, mga moms.
Yan, may mga question pa ba ang ating mga moms?
Ayaw na nila mag-question. Baka sabihin daw ano.
Chismosa sila.
Chismosis sila.
Sinachallenge yung dami yung mga bagay.
Grabe.
Ay, naku po.
Ayan.
Ayun.
Wala.
Ang ganda nitong topic na to, no?
Truth.
Ang ganda rin ng session na to today. Oo.
Relax
Totoo naman, totoo.
Masaya. Masaya naman, oo. Masaya yung pag-usapan natin yung the society.
Kasi 'di ba, parang tayo kasi dito sa Moms, 'di ba, we're talking about okay, how to win yung sa mga client ganyan. So it's more of, chasing, it's more of hustling, it's more of, striving ganun. Pero when is it really time for us to,
Say it
parang
enough.
enough,
Take care
or
of
parang,
ourselves.
okay, or take a break, yung mga ganun ba?
Mm.
Diba? Kasi parang tayo, go for the go for gold. So when it's
May
time,
goal kasi.
our topic,
May goal
our
kasi.
topic, true naman. Our topic now
Totoo.
is, we
Taking care of
remind us
ourselves
na,
din.
we have to,
Oo.
take care of ourselves
Oo.
as well.
Tapos
And
ano
we
din,
incorporate natin sa daily routine natin.
Yeah.
Maging healthy and, yes, go ahead, Mom.
Also like I just like want to take because ito talaga yung advocacy ko, like supporting other moms talaga kasi like what we have said here, there's a lot of issues surrounding, not issues naman, but challenges surrounding being a mother, like especially like the pressures of society, the pressures of your household, the pressure of your auntie na wala namang pakialam sa buhay mo, nakikichismis lang. So yan talaga yung yan talaga yung advocacy ko na you know what, like take care of yourself. And when you also feel na like we do need a society to also support us, make an effort to support other moms. Then wag kang like I want this, tapos naman ikaw nakikichismis ka nga, ay ganito si mama, alam mo ba binibigyan niya yung YouTube yung anak niya. Don't do that. Like if you see another mom that's struggling,
True.
wag ka na wag mo siyang, if you talk about supporting other women and being positive, you also have to understand that the responsibility that whatever you say against other women,
Another
that
mom.
it is going against whatever you are saying. Don't be a hypocrite.
True.
Like if you see a mother that's struggling, like if you see a mom that gave like the tablet to a child just because para lang makalma yung bata, like don't judge. Agad-agad, you don't know what the struggle behind the household is. Ang ganda kaya ang gandang babysitter kaya ng Netflix at YouTube. I mean,
Correct.
Totoo naman. Ako, solo ko yan, lalo pag may meeting. Ayan
yeah.
naman, para lang please, pagbigyan mo ako kahit isang oras ng meeting.
I agree.
Oo, kasi meron talaga, di ba, yung mga, like for me, example, like relatives, they see na mag-post ako ng picture na merong nanonood ng YouTube, yung parang talaga, agad-agad, uy, wag mong ganto, wag mo, hello, 24/7 ba tayong magkasama at alam mo 24/7 nakapanood yung anak ko ng YouTube.
Yes,
naman. So let's also be considerate about what other people are going through. You may not know it, but at least if it's not kind to say it, then don't. Keep your opinions to yourself.
Exactly. And hindi din nila alam, di ba, what battles are you facing sa bahay, di ba? Juggling a lot of stuff, di ba? So, minsan once in a while, ako din to the rescue din yung YouTube. Ito na, para matigil lang talaga, di ba? That's true.
That's true.
Yes.
Yan, sabi ni Mommy Alma, good afternoon po. I can relate to the topic. Ayan. Hello, Mommy Alma.
Hi.
The pressures of women in the society, taray.
Yes.
Dami
pressure, di ba?
Daming
Para
pressure.
kasing parang ngayon kasi parang if a dad, okay, no shade to dads, but like if a dad does something to the kids, like take care of the kids, parang pinupuri na kagad, oh, the father is like this and whatever. Tapos yung mommy, agad-agad parang nasa ano lang yan, given na yan na yung mama yung nag-iisip ng mga ganito, anong susuot ng mga anak, anong lalagay sa bag, anong asan ba yung sunglasses, asan bang ganito, asan ba yung...
That's
Di
true,
ba?
that's true.
Parang pagsasabihin mong, uy, we have to go somewhere. Iisipin mo pa, ikaw magbibihis ng mga anak, ikaw bibihisan mo pa sarili mo, tapos yung tatay, ano lang, wala lang, tapos labas na, naantay sa'yo.
Correct.
Ano?
Correct.
Yes.
Tapos iba pa din, moms, no, yung level of expectation, lahat nasa shoulders ng mga
Burden.
ina,
Oo.
di ba? Yung burden, oo. Yung burden, ang
Hindi ako
level of
makakomment kasi
expectation
pag
nasa, di ba?
lumalabas kami, si Javi yung nag-i-empake. Ako yung lalabas na lang. Baliktad.
Oh, good
Kasi-
job, Mami.
Good
Hindi
job.
kasi, mahirap na kapag aalis kayo, di ba, ikaw ang tinatanong lahat. Kanya-kanya tayo empake nyo na. Tapos magkita-kita ng restaurant. Hindi
Achievement
ko
unlocked.
kasalanan ito nagpasok na sa bag.
True. Uy, ang saya kaya, di ba? Pag may mga partners na ganoon, di ba? Pero as a general, parang in general,
General.
di ba meron kasi din mga, yung sabi, isusundan ko rin yung sabi ni Trisha, no, na sometimes kasi, di ba, a woman preaches this, pero judges another woman pala. Alam mo yung gano'n?
Oo.
So, yun din ang parang mahirap, no? Especially sa atin, the mga freelancer moms. So, might as well support each other kasi alam natin, dapat nga tayo yung nakakaintindi kasi we've been in that situation. So, dapat tayo yung mas understanding, mas considerate, and mas patient, diba? Kasi alam natin, diba? So, there's no comparison who's the better mom, who's, performing well, who's cooking well, or who's doing all the chores and all of that, diba? Kasi after all, we do our best naman for the family.
Yeah.
Tsaka iba-iba tayo di ba? Iba-iba tayo ng strategy kung paano magpalaki ng anak mo. Diba? Hindi naman pwedeng nag-work sa'yo, sa anak mo, mag-work din sa akin at sa anak ko. Diba?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is so true. This is so true. I agree. Natawa ako sa pagbibihis. Sa akin naman, yung mga anak ko, kailangan ko i-check pag asawa ko yung nagbibihis mga anak. Kasi parang sumuka yung unicorn, girl. Iba-iba kulay. Color blind.
Basta daw may t-shirt, okay na yan. Tsaka may okay.
Basta daw nakabihis, okay na, no?
Buti na lang na di sasabihan ng asawa, o ano ba, gusto mo ikaw magbihis o ako? Di ba? Ay, naku po.
So, meron tayong mga quality check din.
Di ba?
Quality assurance.
May QA din pala no, sa bahay.
May QA din sa bahay, syempre. Diba?
Ay, naku po.
Kung sino magaling, siya yung nagko-QA.
Oo, syempre. Give and take lang, no? Mamaya ganti tayo sa ulam. Pagka sila na yung nagluto, tayo naman nag-QA. Dito naman tayo mag-QA. Ay, magaling kasi damit ta. Dito ako sa pagluluto mag-QA.
Ay, naku po. Ayan. Meron pa bang tanong ang ating mga moms? Salamat po for watching and joining us this afternoon. Baka meron pa kayong questions on how to stay healthy while working from home or yun. Or while running a business, di ba? Baka meron pa kayong mga questions while Trisha is here or Mommy Trisha is here.
Naubos na yata yung parang na natin yung lahat ng topic ng mga mom.
Na-cover na.
Sabi daw kasi bawal mag-comment. Choose your battles daw.
Sabi na, hindi na tayo mag-comment. Baka sabihin, battle. Naghahanap tayo ng battle. Hindi naman. Yung sa mga lang.
Yung mga walang
Kung sino nanalo,
issues.
kung sino nanalo sa Miss Universe, pagbigyan. Kung sino nanalo sa basketball, okay lang yan.
True.
Ano man ang desisyon ng mga nasa kinauukulan, wag mo nang problema.
Wala ka nang mababago dun
Di ba? Pero yun naman talaga kung yung opinion mo will not matter, edi might as well don't say anything about it.
Hindi ka nabibigyan. Hindi ka nabibigyan ng portion ng sahod ng presidente.
No. Diba? Oh my God.
Tama.
Kasi 'di ba, ngayon kasi mga moms 'no, 'di ba parang everyone is on social media. So, ang lahat may opinion, 'di ba? Gustong-gusto maging political analyst, gusto parang lahat ano na, parang lahat journalist, 'di ba? Parang
Gra-
mga
graduate sa Facebook University, di ba?
'di ba? Nakapag-comment lang 'no. Alam mo yung gano'n.
Oo. Ano lang, rule of thumb natin is if you cannot say it face to face, malamang, 'di ba? Wag mo sabihin online kasi pag hindi mo kaya sabihin sa harap-harapan, ano lang kasi yan yung mga keyboard warriors natin diyan, relax relax din pag may time.
Mm.
Pero talaga kung masaya ka diyan, okay.
Nag-exercise sila
By
ng
all
konti.
means.
Bayaw.
By all means, go.
Nag-exercise para healthy din.
Oo, oo.
True,
Mental
true.
calisthenics din nila yan. So, okay.
Oo.
Correct,
The ganun
correct.
lang nagpa-function kasi yung
Oo,
brains nila.
oo,
So,
oo.
Mm.
Hindi naman
Pwede
natin
naman.
control yan eh. Ano,
Pwede
strategy
naman.
nila yan, girl.
Oo, pwede naman. Sabi ni Nez. So, enjoy this segment. Thanks, Mom. Sana ma'am, pinapulot ka po ng mga strategies and tips from Trisha on how to be healthy
And
now
how to
while
yes.
handle
working.
things,
Yeah, and how to
actually.
handle stress, how to handle burnt out. Kasi si Trisha din, na-experience na din niya yung ganoon and it parang she learned it the hard way, 'di ba
Yeah,
Trish, no?
Oh,
yeah,
She learned it
I
the hard
did.
way. So, advice natin sa mga mommies to really take it slow or not naman
Mm-mm.
take it slow kasi like kami for example, moms, no, si Mommy JV and si Mommy Neil na kami grabe din talaga, pero excited kami. Alam mo, I think you
Yeah,
can
the
relate to
hustle,
this,
yeah.
no? You can relate to this. You're an agency owner as well. So, di ba parang if you're into freelancing and alam mo na that ang endless, vast
Yeah,
ang potential earning online. Di ba parang, ang sarap na sarap, di ba?
yeah,
Pero
Yes.
yun lang din. It's also a good point din that sometimes we just have to remind ourselves na, when to take a break, when to listen to
yeah.
our body, and when to really know na, okay, step back muna for a while. Alam mo yun?
Mm-mm. Oo, kasi it's very understandable, especially with freelancing, di ba? Like, you constantly have to think, okay, what more can I do? Like, especially with upskilling, kasi in the
True.
freelancing world, like, your competition is not just in the Philippines, it's globally. So you
yeah.
constantly have to think about, upskilling. So hindi ka din maiwan with the trend. You have to constantly understand and keep your pulse to the ground. So these things contribute to the things that you're constantly thinking of. So this is very understandable. I respect, the hustle. What we're actually just saying here is to remind yourselves as well, to respect your body as well, and to listen to your body while you are doing the hustle. Because it's your body that you are using when you're doing the hustle. So part of respecting the hustle, part of respecting your personal hustle is also respecting your body, the one that you are using to make yourself successful, because you will not get to a point, you probably get to a point where you will be successful, meaning ano ka na, billionaire, let's say. Tapos in the next 2 years naman of you being millionaire, ano ka na, madidedox ka na kasi, 'di ba? Sinagad mo yung sarili mo. So, ano din,
Di mo rin
kawawa din.
na-enjoy. Di mo
Oo,
na-enjoy,
tapos
di ba?
okay lang kasi 'di ba you feel successful, mamamatay ka na, wala ka na iisipin. Pero yung mga naiwan mo, girl, anong gagawin mo anak mo, 'di ba? Ano, ikaw wala ka na iisipin kasi patay ka na, 'di ba? Pero yung naiwan, paano na yung mama iiwan?
Yes.
Maawa ka
Choose your
din.
battle. Bahala na kayo dyan. Bye.
Oo, 'di ba?
Oo,
Hindi
choose
naman
your
pwedeng
battle.
ganyan. So,
Tama naman. Tama.
baka sabihin
Actually,
mo,
kanina, moms,
kwenta tong
kanina,
segment mo. It makes sense naman, 'di ba?
True, true, true.
kaninang umaga, I just had a call with my operations manager. Sabi ko, I'm taking a break, 2 weeks break. Sa first week tsaka second week ng July. Wala, hindi ako mag-work lang kasi nararamdaman ko na naman siya, ma'am. Na
Oo,
hindi
yun
lang,
yung kinikwento, di ba? Yun yung kinikwento mo sa amin, ma'am, no?
oo, ma'am. So, parang, gusto ko talaga, ay, nasa moment na ako, o nasa sitwasyon ako na parang may resistance na ako, na ayoko nang magtrabaho. So, sabi ko, muna, kailangan ko muna mag-rest. So, nag-usap kami kanina ni Juna, nung OM ko nga. Tapos, paplanuhin lang namin. So, yun, baka first and second week ng July, medyo lie low
Slow
tayo,
down.
ma'am. Oo.
Naman.
Mm-mm.
Yun, gaya na sinabi
Oo.
ni Mami Mel, nagli-listen siya sa katawan niya, nararamdaman niya. Yung mga signals, nararamdaman niya.
Hmm.
Tama naman. Ako din kapag
Yes.
pag nararamdaman kong antok na ako, so okay sa akin yung mga, katulad ng ginagawa ni Mommy Trisha every 2 hours, ganyan. Pero pag sinabi na ng katoke na antok ako, tulog ako, bala kayo sa buhay niya. Ayoko na. Yan, off muna, yan.
Totoo. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Listen to your body talaga. Your body knows best. And you will know yourself naman, di ba? Like, wag mo i-ignore yung mga, like, kung halata mo naman na sobrang, ano mo na, like, short, wala ka ng pasensya sa lahat ng bagay, wala ka ng kasiyahan sa lahat ng bagay, that should be like a really, that's a red flag for you to step back, slow down, take time for yourself. Kasi, ano na yan, alarming na din yan na you don't feel happiness, wala ka ng, yung previous na mga bagay na bigay sa'yo ng kasiyahan, tapos ngayon hindi na, parang sign na din yan eh.
I agree talaga. Kaya kailangan kilala mo yung sarili mo and kilala mo yung, di ba, you know your body ba? Kasi it doesn't make sense din, di ba? It will not be worth it yung effort and lahat ng kikitain mo pag, di ba, pag pagod ka na, di ba? Or yung sabi mo nga, di ba? Katapusan mo na, di ba? Yung
So, yung hospital din ang ending mo, di ba? So, yung lahat ng kikitain mo,
Yeah.
sa hospital din mapupunta. So, sayang.
Yeah. Agree.
I think, ma'am, siyang magandang way of saying this is, di ba, kapag tayo bilang freelancer, we take care of our computer. Kasi alam natin, yan ang pinagkakakitaan natin. Don't forget na yung katawan mo, hindi tatakbo yung computer kung wala ka. So,
That's true.
Yes. True. Very, very true.
yeah.
Totoo. Ma'am Trish, ano na lang yung pwede mong, moms, like, anong final words mo sa mga freelancer moms natin, moms?
Number one, talaga, listen to your body. I cannot dictate whatever is best for you. Your mother cannot dictate what is best for you. You know yourself well, so you establish your own boundaries. You establish your own routines that work for you. Don't give in. I understand that it is very easy to say. It's easier said than done. Saying that don't give in to the pressures of society, which you think does not make sense. Especially with your routine, especially with the goals that you have in life. I know it's easier said than done, but constant engagement of the things that you really love to do and want to achieve will help you ignore the things that are not necessary to help you in the cause. Make sure that you create a habit out of you create healthy habits. So if you cannot exercise today, at least incorporate like an exercise routine, like maybe once a week at least, and spend time for yourself. Remember that you cannot give from an empty cup. The household just does not fall on your responsibility alone. You have married. I'm not talking about the single moms. This is like in a normal marriage. You have an equal partner. Yeah, you have an equal partner. So also expect the same thing from your partner. For the single moms, I totally applaud you with your hustle and with raising a child alone. I know it doesn't it's not easy, but understand that there will always be people around you to hear you out and give you a community that you need. So you just have to find that community that will support you in your goals, even if it's just as simple as hearing you out with the things that you are going through. So find that community, because there will be a community for you that will be there.
Yun, ang ganda-ganda na yung mga sinabi ni Mommy Trish, no? Do you have further questions, mga moms? Ganda-ganda yung sabi niya na kung wala man, especially for the single moms, no? Kasi meron din madami din akong kilalang single moms. Like, I have a single mom na kilala, moms, na meron siyang 3 anak din, and puro pa mga bata. Siguro mga naglalaro sa 2, 5, 7 yung anak niya, and siya lang lahat ang gumagawa ng chores. Wala din siyang wala din siyang katuwang, and syempre wala din siyang partner. So I know the challenge, no? Kasi it would have been different kung meron sana siyang katimbang, at least meron siyang maiyakan, alam mo
Yeah,
yon.
yeah,
So, tama yung sabi ni Mommy Trish na it's also good to acknowledge, find the community and try to check around. You don't hesitate to ask for help.
yeah.
Relatives, your pinaka-closest family member mo na pwede mong hinga ng tulong. And you're not alone in this journey.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
yes. Yun talaga yung feeling kasi yung especially with the single moms, like they feel like they are alone in this world. Tapos, they have the tendency to be depressed and get like anxiety because of all the pressures that they feel like they have to now step into the role of being a father aside from being a mother. And then it's not easy. It's not, we all know, like lahat tayo na may mga anak, it's not easy to raise kids. We're constantly having to question ourselves if we're doing it right, if we're raising kids that will be, acceptable to humanity itself when they grow up. So it's like, am I raising a good citizen? Am I raising a good child? Am I raising a good human being? So this is something that we constantly think of. So like find a community, even not just for single moms, for us mothers, find a community, and find a community that's not toxic for you. If you see that a community is not is toxic for you, then leave.
Correct.
By all means, you
Exactly.
are not tied down to one community.
It's
find
true.
find your circle.
Mm-mm.
It really helps.
Yun, that's true. That's true. Ayan. Once again, Mommy Trish, maraming maraming salamat po for sharing your experience, your expertise, and your knowledge. And of course, your time with us. And we're so glad to have you on the show. Mommy
Thank you for
JZ,
having me
Mommy
too.
Milna, do you have anything else to say? Questions or anything to add, mga moms?
Yung
Okay na
pag-go ko
ako.
dun sa 5-day challenge, you can always check it sa wall ni Mami May at saka dun sa group, you can still join, I believe. And
Mm-mm.
yung course po namin ni Mami Milna and ni Mami May. Mami Milna, kaya mo na po yan.
Wow.
Seryoso.
Wow.
Kaya mo na yan. Seryoso. Kaya mo na yan.
So yun po, next level boss moms, open moms. Next level boss mom, open pa rin siya for enrollment. So ano ba yun? It's a 3-in-1 course. May freelancing basics, social media marketing and management, at saka website design using WordPress and Elementor. So yun po.
Thank you.
Ayun, and yun na, meron pa din kaming installment for that. So if you want to know more about it, you just message Moms at Work, or you can personally message us to know more about it. And pero meron naman kaming link if you want to pay directly dun sa link. But kung hindi niyo makita, you can just message us for the link. And nasabi din ni Mami JC, no, the 5-day challenge. Meron na tayong mga 75 yata, ma'am, na members na nagpa-member dun sa 5-day challenge. Dun sa 5-day challenge, we will be awarding isang isang grand prize winner, and merong mga minor prizes. So watch out for that. And sure namin na matutuwa kayo sa mga prizes namin. Ayan. Mommy
Yay.
Trish, do you have something to promote, ma'am?
No, I mean, I co-admin a freelancing group, and the group, we don't have, like we don't have mentorship programs or anything, but it's more, the group is more of creating a community that supports other freelancers, aspiring freelancers. Then, so it like mothers, we also need a community to just also support us, because sometimes your neighbor doesn't really understand the hardship. So like find your community. It's free, Filipino Freelancer Success. Just type it on Facebook, and then you can just join the group. We do have, like, sometimes we go live every 2 weeks, on different topics surrounding freelancing. Then, so if that interests you, please join the group. Everyone's welcome, just as long as you are joining, thinking of providing value to the community as well. To the moms out there that are, like, that want to talk, or have someone to just like rant, you can reach me on my Facebook page. I do have a Facebook page, even though that it's not super active, but like my messenger is active. It's One Short Mama on Facebook. So yeah, that's all. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Nakamute ka, Mami May.
Ano ba yan? Sabi ko maraming salamat po mga moms sa panunood. Thank you for joining us sa another episode natin for this afternoon. And tomorrow we'll have an expert corner. We will walk you through the basics of SEO. So we have invited again Mommy Angel to join us tomorrow. So I hope manunood pa rin po kayo bukas. And yeah, once again, Mommy Trisha, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you
Yeah,
too.
I think that's all. See you tomorrow. Much love.
Bye.
Bye.